Hey everyone, Sirturmund here again, and you know what time it is. It's expansion patch time. So obviously the new expansion came out a little bit like 6 hours ago, if you're watching this right when the video comes out. And the new expansion brought out 3 champions, Evelynn, Kaisa, and Gwen. If you look at my video from yesterday where I gave you all these different deck recommendations, you kind of see that these 3 champions are very versatile. I have a lot of ways that you can actually build it, which is really exciting for Runeterra, because I do feel like all 3 of these champions have so many different ways that you can approach them. So today, out of all those decks that I was showcased yesterday, I decided to start off with Evelynn, right? So Evelynn is a 4-mana champion, a Runeterra champion, which means that she actually just one region by herself and then a second region. And her whole thing is that she summons this husk, right? Well, she lets you play units that summon husks, and she summons husks themselves. And the husks are able to transfer their stats to the next unit that you play, as well as their keywords. Now, with that said, the husks count as being killed. Yesterday, I showed you guys Lucian and Evelynn, and I tried it out, and I think I might give it a little bit of a chance. But one thing that I noticed is that the health is really good for this card, for Poppy. So the deck that I'm going to showcase to you guys today is going to be Evelynn, Poppy, Dawnspeakers. The synergy here is that every one of the husks that you kill counts as an ally that has died, which means that your Dawnspeaker will buff up your whole board. And all of a sudden, your board can become bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and the opponent cannot do anything. So there are quite a few changes here from the list that I showcased yesterday, now that we're not playing Lucian and that we're still playing Poppy. So just sit down and watch as we go through this deck. Now, like I said, the main synergy here is the synergy with Dawnspeaker into the Husk. Now, the units that we have that can summon Husk are triple Evelynn, 2 Boras, and Domination. You might think that that's not a lot, which I can agree is not a lot, but the reason is that really all you need is just 1 or 2 of them to be able to snowball. You don't really need to get super greedy and have like a ton of husks in the field. Just having 2 or 3 of them while the Dawnspeaker is on the field is enough to make your board so big that you're able to overwhelm the opponent. The rest of the deck is kind of just the standard Demacia synergy. Obviously, we play Sculptor because the Sculptor is a double whammy with the Husk. The Sculptor is going to buff up the Husk and give them an additional point of health, which means that the next unit that you play is going to eat up that 2 health Husk, plus get another health on top of that from Sculptor. So you end up summoning a Poppy, for example, that could have 6 health instead of just 3. And that's where the synergy comes in, that you're able to just give so much health to all your units that it can become really quickly out of control. Now, I do also like the idea of playing Inspiring Light, because Inspiring Light can buff up all your board as well by +1/+1, and I think it's a lot stronger than people give it credit for. The idea with this deck is that you just summon a bunch of units and just buffing them up with Dawnspeaker, Sculpture, Inspiring Light, and Poppy, and just being able to outgrind your opponent that way. With that said, I do still think that we need to play at least some protection. So Concerted Strike allows me to kill stuff like Kaisa, kill stuff like Gwen, or even other Evelynns that are going to be a really big threat for us. And things like Sharps allows us to protect against elusive, and stuff like obviously our challengers are able to also remove the opponent's key unit. So that's kind of how you get rid of the opponents. Also, we do play Blasted Protector. I know she got nerfed, but I find myself that Protector is still very useful. It can either shut down the opponent's attack completely, because you have a lot of units now with quick attack, right? Think of Gwen and Kaisa, 2 new champions that just got released that both have quick attack. So you can Blasted Protector one of your units in their attack turn and just be able to completely stall their attack. Or you can use that in your offensive turn into the Broadwind, into the Fleet-Footed Tracker, or into the Protege, or even sometimes to the Poppy, so that she doesn't die when she attacks right away. It can be really crazy. Now, I'm still gonna play around with this deck. I think, you know, sometimes I do feel like I need more Husk. Other times I feel like, you know, I run out of board space because the Dawnspeaker kind of taking up a slot and the Husk taking up another slot. So it's a little bit still in the air whether this deck is actually good or not. But it's really powerful. It really reminds me of just kind of like Bar Poppy, where you can just put so much stats and just overwhelm the opponent that way, especially because obviously we play Valley and just win the game that way. You'll see the game coming up soon what I mean, like you're able to just buff up your units so much and then just outgrind the opponent that way. I really like this deck. It's really nice way to grind the opponents down, and it's going to be the first deck I'm going to showcase for you all of the new expansion. As always, if you like the content, please make sure to like the video below and subscribe to us. We're also streaming right now at Twitch, at Twitch/Sirturmund, if you're watching this right now on Wednesday night. So we'll be streaming on the new patch, so you can jump onto the stream and catch us there. Enjoy the games coming up soon, and I'll see you all at the end of the video for some mulligan tips. So here we'll be going up against Evelynn Kaisa, which is what everybody's saying is one of the strongest decks in the game. Not sure if I agree with that just yet, but I will say that it does look very, very scary. I don't hate this hand. Now, I want to keep the challenger so I can threaten the kills on Kaisa or Evelynn if I need to. The Dawnspeaker and the Sculptor is the combo that I'm looking for the most part, and the Sharp Side could potentially let me get that last point of damage that I need to actually kill his units. Wow, double Sculpture. Now we just need to find Evelynn or one of our units. Sorry, Evelynn or one of our Husks, right? If we get any of those, we're in a good spot. We don't get them, so I guess we'll go like this. We'll just start slowly building up into a big board with the Dawnspeaker and everything having a ton of health. Problem is that the opponent's gonna be able to give something impact. He gets Bora as well. And gets Fury. Oh no, this is not looking great for us, guys. Not looking great for us. Drawing is really good. Okay, so we're gonna do this. What I'm gonna do... So if we do this, this will be enough to kill the Evelynn. Because of the Sharp Side. Right? So the opponent attacks with the Evelynn, we kill her with Sharp Side. That's not bad for me. We stops another Husk from being generated next turn. I'll take that. I'll take that 100%. Honestly, I kind of want to set up the Dawnspeaker, so I wonder if I should just... Okay, well, no, that doesn't set it up. I'm 1 mana off. So let's go like this. Maybe the opponent decides to block the Protector. Okay, that's kind of annoying. So we can set it up for a future turn then. Honestly, this is the most accurate part of this deck, that we actually kind of end up not having a lot of great value, right? We end up overfilling our board, so it ends up being awkward for us to get the Dawnspeaker down with Husk when we have a full board like this. This is really awkward now, like really, really awkward. Oh, opponent gets another Evelynn anyways. Wow.
Maybe I'll satisfy her cravings.
Maybe he attacks.
When they scream.
Maybe he attacks. That's good. Attacking is good. Attacking is very good for us. So we're actually able to do the Bora into the Dawnspeaker here. And buff both of them up. The Dawnspeaker is gonna get Spell Shield, which is kind of nice. And now we're able to kill his Evelynn again next turn, right? Because the Evelynn is not yet leveled up, so she's gonna actually go back down to 0. Unless the opponent does the Walking Sands right here. Oh, doesn't do it. Oh no. He needed to do the Walking Sands right there. Because now we just killed that Evelynn for free. So we can go here. Here. It's the best that we can do, right? Is it better to... Which one is it better to keep alive? I kind of like keeping the Prodigy alive, to be honest. I don't think it matters. We have a second Dawnspeaker, so our board's going to start getting pretty ridiculous. That's his second Evelynn that we're about to kill. Opponent gets the Quicksand. Okay, so either way, the Quicksand will have punished us, right? The only way that the Quicksand doesn't get punished is if this one is... I guess, yeah, because the Quicksand always punishes us because he's always able to get rid of the Challenger here. Sorry, of the Formidable right here. Now, that Evelynn is scary. And he gets to kill our Sculpture because I forgot that this one has 3 attack. For some reason, I thought that this one had the 4 health as well, by the way. So unfortunately, we lose our Sculpture, but I think that's okay. I don't think I hate losing the Sculpture. Well, I say that, and then the opponent draws the Kaisa. So 2 Evelynns and a Kaisa. And now we actually do lose the game now, I think, in my opinion. So now we 100% lose the game. Because opponent just hard roll everything. I think it's better to keep our Bright Steels back, even if we lose the buff here. Is that true? I don't think that's true. I think we can go ahead and just buff her now. But she's gonna become a 4/4, right? Opponent gets second skin. She only has impact. This is so awkward. I mean, eventually opponent's gonna have to block, right? Oh, he's gonna get Spell Shield as well. Spell Shield faded, give regeneration. He gets everything here. He will get everything here. Spell Shield, Overwhelm, Regen. Just to kind of kill our whole board. We can do the Bora to block the Wound Runner, call it a day. That faded trigger was really good. That faded hit was really good by them. Can go like this. And then I guess what? We do the Bora. And they hope that we can push the damage or force him to block. We don't have to do it right now. We can just wait because the Bright Steel gonna get the stats from this anyways. I'd rather see if I get another unit that's better than Bright Steel. This is gonna get buffed up pretty heavily. So we can do the Bright Protector to be able to kill that Kaisa. And if the opponent has another Quicksand, we just lose the game. If the opponent has another Quicksand, we just lose the game, right? This is a bug. It doesn't trigger the play effect. It didn't trigger the play effect. Wow, that's actually gonna be such a big punish. The fact that it didn't trigger the play effect is actually huge. You gotta be kidding me. You gotta be kidding me. Because now I have to sacrifice my challenger, no matter what.
Needs a finishing touch.
Now I need to sacrifice my challenger no matter what. I don't think we attack with the Bora because the Bora is gonna get buffed up. If they set barrier, I will attack with everything.
Tough day, friend.
Okay, that's this first Kaisa, 2 Evelynns.
Laura, looking for satisfaction?
Challenger is really good for him, especially with the Overwhelm as well. If the opponent gets another Kaisa, still gonna have all the faded Overwhelm and Spell Shield. From the... Okay, he actually lost a Husk. He lost some value there. We get Consider Strike, but the Kaisa has Spell Shield because the second skin gives Kaisas everywhere the buff, right? So the second... So he gave everywhere the Wound Runner buff. So all the Kaisas have access to that buff. It shouldn't give me vulnerable. Let's see if that bug is still true. Yep, there we go. It doesn't give me vulnerable because of the bug. It doesn't matter because the Merciless Hunter still has quick attack. It's actually fine if he attacks this here because it means that we trigger our... We will get to trigger our Dawnspeakers, right? So I'm okay with him triggering our Dawnspeakers for us. Sure. And now my Dawnspeaker triggers again. And all my units continue becoming bigger and bigger. Like, we have such a big board. And we can't do anything about it. This opponent's gonna have to block them, right? Opponent's gonna have to block. He's just waiting for Kaisa, though. The moment that he top 6 the next Kaisa, he wins the game. So the next Kaisa top deck, the next Ruin Runner could also be really close to winning the game as well. Do we kill that Evelynn? So the reason I don't want to commit my Concerted Strike is in case I draw a second Concerted Strike. I think I'm gonna need it. I'm gonna need that second Concerted Strike, so that's why I don't want to kill it. We can summon the Poppy and do the Inspiring Light and have a bigger attack Oh, wait. Well, if the opponent just does this and just open attacking, right? Opponent's gonna have to sacrifice both of their units. They should have a way to stop this. They're gonna have to sacrifice both of their units and it still shouldn't be enough. Look how big this board is with double Dawnspeakers. Quicksand? Wait, oh, he just did 4 here? That's still lethal though, right? So he's fine. Yeah, opponent was waiting for the second Kaisa. Fortunately, didn't get it, so we ended up coming back. Imagine if I got our own Evelynn there at any point. I guess our board was really full, which is the aqua part with Evelynn sometimes, that she won't give you the Husks, as you saw different from the opponent. The opponent lost a lot of value from the amount of Husks that ended up just not being summoned. So GG's. So in this matchup, we'll be going up against Twisted Fate Annie, which I think is actually really bad for us because they have a lot of flux and a lot of random stuff that can kill our units. Now, this hand doesn't look bad. I think the double challenger is okay. It lets us target the Annie. So we can do Sculpture into Protege now, right? And then Poppy. We even have the Bora, so we can actually make this Poppy even bigger. This is looking really good. This is a really good board for us. We're also not attacking on 4, so we don't have to worry about... Oh yeah, okay, so we'll go like this. We'll go Protege. Go Protege. Next time we're actually gonna go Evelynn and then go Poppy. So this kind of puts him in an aqua spot. I guess he's gonna just... Oh, he's gonna just kill the Sculpture. I think that's actually really good for the opponent to do that. Because otherwise, the Evelynn was obviously gonna get additional health, which the opponent doesn't want to have to deal with. I think that's actually really good from the opponent that they did that. The double make it rain, as expensive as it might have been for them, is actually really good. I think we'll go ahead and do the Evelynn though, regardless. I think we still go ahead and do the Evelynn regardless. If we do the Inspiring Light, it's the same thing as if we did it after the fact, by the way. I wonder if the opponent tries to kill this Husk, because it's going to give my Poppy 1 health. So whether we do the Inspiring Light first or afterwards, it's the same thing. I think we actually do it afterwards. We'll go ahead and do the Poppy. One is going to have the stun, or going to have Disintegrate to actually kill this Poppy. Evelynn level up. There we go. So now opponent needs to deal with 3 challenger units, right? The Tybook is really scary though. And his opponent's going to have 2 of them coming down very quick, one next to the other, which is what really, really scares me here. Now, if we let the Evelynn die here, it could be a problem, right? Do we let this Evelynn die? I don't think we do. I think we just actually try to level up Evelynn. I think Evelynn's going to be too important for us to let her die. Okay, opponent's still going to be able to attack, block the Evelynn, but our Evelynn is taking a lot less damage this way. Doesn't get to summon Tybook next turn. Now, she will be vulnerable to a Flock now, which is kind of annoying. But she will be vulnerable to a Flock. She'll be right now we have killed 3 allies, so we need a little bit more. That's a huge draw. That's a huge draw. That is actually like gargantuan draw. Wow. I'm gonna do Broadwind into Dawnspeakers. I think I want my Broadwind to have the spell shield. The other option is to just give the Dawnspeaker the spell shield. No matter what, it's gonna be Dawnspeaker this turn, right?
Go on then.
I think this is correct. Giving this the spell shield, it becomes a really big threat that the opponent has to deal with. And he also gives Evelynn spell shield for this round. So Evelynn now is less vulnerable. Now it does mean that our Dawnspeaker is gonna be vulnerable to like a Flock. So maybe that is a mistake. We'll see. The opponent has a big choice to do here though. Big choice, like big decision to make on what unit he kills. And he's gonna go for the Dawnspeakers. Oh, he's gonna go for the Poppy. Interesting. I don't know if I agree with that. Okay, so he gets his first Tybok next turn. He gets his first Tybok next turn.
Let's keep going.
We get to level up Evelynn. It's just Poppy, right? It's always just Poppy here. We still have a challenger, and Poppy has fearsome. Imagine if we had the rally right here. This also has fearsome, by the way. We'll be able to kill the Tybok if we need to. Opponent really has nothing that can stop us, right?
For satisfaction.
Opponent really has nothing that can stop us here. I guess he could have another. Okay, well, he gets rid of the husk. Let's go ahead and do this. Let's make sure that our attack goes really, really big. Opponent was trying to hit the flock, so he's gonna hit the... Okay, well, the Blaze Edge. We still get to kill his Tybok, right? Because of the Broadwind. We do lose everything else, though, which is kind of annoying. But we do have the Consider Strike, and we still have the Dawnspeaker on the field. So opponent still took 8 damage here. We have... Man, losing that Evelynn is pretty bad. Opponent just lost their Riptide Rex, which is huge. He cannot attack, right? Because if he attacks, we just block with the Bora, and we kill him. If he attacks, we just block with the Bora, right? So if the opponent attacks, we just block with the Bora. We can actually block the Annie with the Sculpture. Everything gets buffed up again. Everything gets buffed up one more time because of Annie. And the opponent loses the game here. This is too big of a board for the opponent. Okay, he gets one more blocker, so maybe we got a little bit jumpy. Here. When he still needs to block one more. And they get to actually survive. But if I don't attack like this, I get punished by a lot of things as well, right? I think it's correct to do this. So that we don't take any damage on the Poppy. Because I want the Poppy to not be vulnerable to a Scorched Earth. If Poppy levels up, we win this game. So let's say that the opponent has Twisted Fate right here. We haven't lost any... Yeah, there's a Twisted Fate. That would actually kill our Poppy, because our Poppy would have been at 2 HP, so that's why I wanted to do it that way. Let's go ahead and do this. Now, we are still very, very close to losing here. Scorched Earth is a big punish. Everything that the opponent has is doing +2 damage, because the opponent has done double Tybok. So let's say that the opponent has Blaze Edge plus Riptide Rex, we lose the game. Now, we saw him discard Riptide Rex earlier already, so I don't know how likely that's going to be. We let this die, that's okay with us. He must have a Scorched Earth if he's doing that. Twisted Fate is not enough because of the Poppy level up. Oh, that is not enough. I think that's game then, right? That's game because the Poppy will level up, giving us access to... She also has Fearsome, yeah. So Poppy will level up, giving us access to the impact. Our other 2 units are not damaged. So it's going to be very hard for the opponent to stop all the impact triggers. But we made it. Even against that deck, we made it. GG's. So in this matchup, we'll be going up against Lulu Gnar. Not sure what the opponent is playing here. Kind of like... Honestly, I like the curve of Poppy into one of these units because it gives me the health. Let's do it into the Domination, because the Domination gets buffed by Poppy, right? And the Domination is also going to buff the rest of my units. Ooh, this is really good too. Dawnspeakers is also really good. And we get the Consider Strike back, which is what I was a little bit hesitant about kicking away. What is opponent playing? That's only downside. 1, 2, 3. I am attacking on 4, so we'll be able to do Domination into Poppy. Octopus. So he gets to get a hit here. Doesn't really matter that much. Opponent's not playing Sejuani, so the attack there doesn't really make a difference. Sharpsight is actually really good. Sharpsight is actually really good because it's gonna potentially keep me alive. I'm concerned about Lulu here. On turn 3, sorry. How scared should I be of Lulu? I guess very scared. I guess we'll go the Browin, right? The Browin is threatening the Lulu kill. Browin is threatening the Lulu kill, which I think is pretty good for us. I think we always Sharpsight, by the way, so that we can keep our unit alive, so that we have something to attack using Poppy. Opponent decided to try to, you know, play his luck against the Sharpsight. Didn't get the Sharpsight, so a little bit unfortunate for them. Opponent has 4 mana next turn, so they could technically have a freeze, but the freeze doesn't counter. The freeze doesn't actually counter the Browin, right? So we kill the Lulu, which I think is one of the biggest threats that the opponent has. We can do the Poppy here, still threaten a second Sharpsight if we need to. So we can threaten the second Sharpsight. Opponent ends up getting this guy instead, so we cannot do anything. But we do always attack here, I think. Well, do we need to attack here? Actually, I don't think we do, because we have Concerted Strike, right? That was so unfortunate that the opponent got exactly the Ruthless Raider, by the way. I'm okay taking this. I'm okay. If the opponent gives me like this, oh wow. I'm A-okay with this. I'm A-okay with this. Because we're gonna do the Dawnspeakers and buff everything up. We're gonna do the Dawnspeakers and buff everything up. He does get the Gnar level up, which is kind of annoying. So our Poppy's gonna get vulnerable. But again, we do have the Concerted Strike, which may potentially save us later down the line. Question is here, how do we do this? We have the Rally, which I think is going to be very important. So I think we just go for the Screeching Dragon. We can also go for the Domination. Or we can go for the Evelynn. I think this is going to be very important, right? I guess we have to just do this, right? We have to kind of do the Concerted Strike. Otherwise, we always lose. Otherwise, we're always losing the Poppy anyways. I'm willing to go like this first. If opponent goes here, he knows we have Concerted Strike, right? So he knows we have Concerted Strike, so we let that go. Because the opponent knows that we have the Concerted Strike. So if they're blocking like that, it's because they have a freeze or something else like that. So we need to be able to be careful about that. So here we just do the Rally. And also have the Screeching Dragon available to kill his Berlinger. So this lets me kill the Gnar or the Lulu. Actually, it lets me kill both if I wanted to. I don't think I'm that scared of the Lulu right now, to be honest. I don't think I'm that scared of the Lulu. So I think we just go here. And we go here. Because we need to keep our units alive. We need to keep our units alive because we need to be able to trade later. I guess we could have gone for the Octopus because the Octopus has 3 health. It's just, 3 health, which is kind of similar to this. Get rid of the Overwhelm. Kill the Berlinger. Everything gets buffed up by 1 because of the Dawnspeakers because the Poppy died this turn. We have Concerted Strike as a backup, but the opponent does have the Prank, which is going to always hit the Concerted Strike. So we cannot rely on the Concerted Strike either. So we only have 3 units, and the opponent has however many he's going to have. We can do the Evelynn. Yeah, so he's always going to hit the Concerted Strike here, which makes sense. He gets the second Gnar, okay. So if he's going to do a second Gnar, what are we doing here? I like the Evelynn first, because the opponent has to attack. If they don't attack, we're able to level up Evelynn right here. Now, Gnar is not going to be enough to kill us yet. Right? Gnar is not enough to kill us just yet. If the opponent goes like this, I think that makes the most sense for them. To go this way. Is there anything that we care about here? Do we care about the Evelynn? Do we actually care about the Evelynn? I think we do. I think we do. What we should do, honestly, is make sure that we kill the Lulu, I guess, right? We should always make sure that we kill the Lulu. If opponent has a Poke Stick, he can kill the Evelynn here. If they have double Poke Stick or has a way to buff their Gnar, then we lose the game. Troll Shan. Okay. Lulu still dies next turn because we have the Lorem Prodigy. We're gonna go ahead and do this first. This is gonna make Evelynn level up, and he also makes it so that our next two Husks are gonna have +2. Each one is gonna have an additional attack. Plus the Dawnspeaker is also buffing them up, so we're able to actually make our Lorem Prodigy really, really big. And opponent is down to just one card. Now, if they have... That's really good for us. So now we knew what their last card was. This Prodigy is gonna get really big. Evelynn is gonna level up again. Evelynn is gonna get Challenger too, so actually this is huge. And we even get the Evelynn spell as well, which allows us to target and kill another unit. Evelynn gets the keyword from the Husk, so Evelynn becomes Spell Shield, becomes a 5/2 with Challenger. So we are able here to kill a lot of his units. Do we let Evelynn die?
Yes, I fight.
Sorry, if this is always gonna die, we always go like this, right? So we always go here. We let Evelynn die. Now we know that our Dawnspeaker is always gonna trigger anyways.
You must have heard the screaming.
And that's fine. She's gonna summon another one. She gets buffed up. We have Concerted Strike. Opponent could only... anything that the opponent draws is gonna die to the Concerted Strike. So I think we're in a safe spot. I think we stabilized now. I don't think opponent is able to beat us in stats-wise, right? Because of the Concerted Strike. We just need to not throw the Concerted Strike away. Opponent wanted us to do it. We don't do it. We can do... Draven or Dawnspeakers? Let's just do the Dawnspeakers. Might as well, right? So that our units start getting buffed up even more. The Dawnspeaker is going to get Challenger anyways. And the Evelynn also gets Challenger because of the Husk. So we're able to, again, clear his whole board. Okay, cool. Let's go here. And let's go here, here. Push 6. Make our units bigger and bigger. The awkward part now is that we actually have so many cards that we don't want to summon the Draven, because then we're going to run out of stuff, right? Not scared for that Gnar. We're able to beat even a... Yeah, we're able to stop his overwhelm attack no matter what. We're able to beat even the Turnmere Spear. And that's his third Gnar, right? That is their third Gnar, so we know they don't have a lot of value. Sure. They could have double freeze? No, okay, that's not it. Alright. Let's go ahead and buff everything up again. Let's go ahead and buff everything up. We could have done it the other way. We could have done the Draven first, and then the Prodigy afterwards. That would have given us access to the quick attack next turn, but this is already lethal anyway, so no need to like go anywhere crazy. Yeah, I was thinking actually, let's summon the Poppy. I actually think I'd do summon the Poppy. Just in case, but it doesn't matter. So, there you go. We just outvalue them in stats, and that's how you kind of end up winning with this deck. So, GG's. We get to go against Draven Katarina. I wonder what the opponent is playing, because I'm trying to think what tools they would have gotten that will make their deck better. It's kind of weird. I'm not sure what we're playing against. Honestly, Evelynn seems a little bit slow, but it is a nice way to get the Dawnspeaker trigger, and she becomes a really good blocker. I think we're gonna keep it like this. I think I like the Dawnspeaker into Evelynn curve. Sharp side, not the best, not the worst. Let's just pass first. We get punished if we draw the Sculpture here. Okay, just another Fleet Feather, that's okay. We can always do the Protege, right? So we can do the Protege here to be able to kill the Phantom Butler. So opponent's playing the new Hallowed cards, is what I'm guessing, right? So they're playing the new Hallowed cards in combination with a Draven Katarina deck, which is very interesting in my opinion. Now Katarina here would be a punish, right? Katarina next turn kind of punishes this. I guess the idea is that you're able to buff up everything by so much, right? Do we care? I don't know if I care. Not enough to sharp side just yet. Now the problem here is that we lose our board, right? Opponent easily just outvalues us, like board wise. Kind of like the Evelynn here. The tough is actually pretty good. So this is the trick here, right? That his units are gonna get bigger, right? His units become really, really big because of the Draven, which could be kind of problematic. We could just block. I mean, we could just do this and call it a day.
Hi there.
Block a little bit more damage. We have another Fleet Feather next turn anyways. We have another Fleet Feather next turn, and we're gonna have the Dawnspeaker, so we can do the Fleet Feather to target the Spiderling and kind of go from there, right? That's a huge draw because that lets me kill the Draven if I need to. So that lets me kill the Draven if I need to. This also gets tough. I'm gonna attack first just so that we keep enough mana, because obviously the Dawnspeaker is never attacking anyways. So I'm gonna attack first. Actually, well, I can, because I need to be able to do the Dawnspeakers for us to be able to actually pull, right? So I need to do the Dawnspeaker for us to be able to pull, which means that now we lose to a Draven spell, which will be kind of annoying.
I love it when they scream.
We do lose to the Draven spell, which should be really annoying. If he goes like this, I'm okay with this. Okay, that's perfect. I'm okay with this because we still have the Evelynn strike and we also have Consider strike. And everything's gonna get buffed up because we had the Dawnspeaker die last turn, right? The only problem is that this does go back down. I think we need to save our mana. I think it's too early to do this, the Daunting Light. The Inspiring Light, sorry. The other problem here is that we don't have any unit that we can actually summon. I lied. As soon as I say that, we get Poppy. I think that's a mistake by the opponent. So now we can summon Poppy, giving ourselves another blocker, and Evelynn levels up, right? We still have the access to the Concerted Strike, which I think it has to be the way that we go about it this turn, right? Everything else we can block. Do I need to do the Poppy here? Do I even need to do anything at all? I don't think I do. I don't think I do. I think I just take this 5. I am kind of scared, right? They could be playing Burn, which would be kind of scary here. The Burn will be kind of scary, I'm not gonna lie. Maybe going down to 7 was a mistake. Because Evelynn doesn't get to level up next time because we don't have access to another unit that we can play. And Battlefield is now burned, so I'm okay with this. So we have Concerted. It's gonna Flock. Gonna Sharp Side. Keep this guy alive. Because he's gonna buff everything up. He should have flocked the Evelynn, in my opinion. I mean, either way, we buff it up, but he should have definitely flocked the Evelynn. So this is able to kill the Draven. We need one more unit. If we get a Challenger, that would be a deal. Okay, we don't get there. But now the Evelynn has Quick Attack as well. We still have access to a second Evelynn. We have the Concerted. We can buff everything up. This is going to give Overwhelm. This is going to become a 2-2 because of the Poppy. So we can go like this.
Useless.
This is all getting buffed up. Don't feel like we should attack with the Dawnspeakers because I want to keep it alive. He could kill the Domination if he wanted to right now. But I wonder if he tries to just kill the Fleet Feather. he does.
Now we're cooking.
Which I think makes 100% sense. We're still in a good spot though. We still have enough blockers. We need one more unit to die, which will die because of the Fleet Feather. So now Evelynn actually stays leveled up, so that's actually good for us. Yeah, so that's good for us. So now Evelynn stays leveled up, so she doesn't go back down. We have double Husk, one of them has Spell Shield. We don't die to anything here, not with everything that we have in our hand, right? There we go. We kind of got to outvalue them. This deck is just all about that. You get like a really big board presence and just have so much more stacks than the opponent can deal with. So GG's. Here we'll be going up against Azir Irelia. So if the opponent's playing Azir Irelia, I have to just assume that they're playing this card, that they're playing Domination, which could be really, really annoying to deal with. Now, I don't hate this whole hand here. Poppy, Domination, Brogwyn, because the Domination will summon a Husk, which will buff up our Poppy. The Brogwyn obviously is a good unit to have. So at least we have that synergy right there. The Brogwyn also means that we're not too scared of whatever the opponent... Like, even if the opponent has... Oh, that's pretty good. Yeah, so opponent still cannot attack here. Because if they attack, they just lose to the Brogwyn. This is a pretty good hand. I do like the Domination. I like the Domination a lot. We can always kill the student here if the opponent has nothing else. Oh, we even get Spell Shield. So we actually gonna have a Poppy that's gonna have Spell Shield. Wait a second. That's kind of nuts. This is gonna be nuts. That Poppy's gonna be nuts. I don't care about the Shapestone. You still lose your Sparing Student, which is better for me than anything else. Because now we just Poppy. Like this Spell Shield on the Poppy so that we don't have to play around like Defiant Dance or Homecoming or anything like that is huge. That's huge.
I should stamp you out like
Oh.
you are.
Obviously that's kind of annoying. Like really, really annoying. The opponent even gets an elusive on it. The problem is that the elusive is gonna get eaten up by the Sand Soldiers, right? We always just sacrifice the Domination here, I guess, right?
Impress me.
Do we even sacrifice it? Yeah, I guess we do. Do we? Yeah, I guess we do. No reason to take this damage here. What I will do is that I'm gonna do the Brogwyn. Now, opponent could technically get his unit big enough. Opponent could get their unit big enough to kill my Poppy. Like, they could get the Sparing Student big enough to kill my Poppy. Oh, it's when you play. I thought it was when you summon. It's when you play. Wait a second. Wait a second. That's actually kind of nuts. Let's go ahead and do the Prodigy as well. It's when you play an ally that it grants the elusive. That's actually crazy to me. Do we need to kill this Domination instead? Do we ever need to kill this Domination instead of the Husk? How scared am I of this Husk? The elusive is really scary. I think, honestly, this is more scary. This is more scary than the Sparing Student. The Sparing Student, I can just chump block for days. The Sparing Student, I can chump block for days. Double Domination would have been really, really difficult for me to deal with. And he high rolls the elusive again. Wow. Okay, okay. That's alright. It happens, right? That's what I was scared of, right? Now the Irelia is gonna have the elusive, which is really, really annoying. We can just sacrifice the Domination into the Sparing Student, so I'm not too concerned about this. Oh, he also gets Seer. Wow. Wow. This is gonna be brutal. Elusive Irelia leveled up everything. He's gonna be able to swap. At least the Irelia cannot. It's not gonna be leveled up, right? So the Irelia is not leveled up, but the Azir is gonna be leveled up, which means that we're gonna lose a whole board. Domination is scary when you go against a deck like ours that doesn't really have a great way to block them, right? The downside here is that whichever way we block, this is always gonna die now after our next one. So we're just gonna block like this. I guess let's go ahead and just block this now, call it a day. I guess we don't have to block. We can just go like this, but then we potentially die. We're gonna have to sacrifice what? Nah, we always block both, right? No, opponent doesn't level up Irelia, so we just block like this and call it a day. That way the Protege can block something else next turn. This is gonna be very, very close. Can we kill Azir next turn? Is gonna be the question. Oh, he doesn't even attack with Azir. Well, he made it easier for us then. He made it super easy for us because this is all I got. This is all I gotta do now, right? This is all I gotta do now. The problem is that the opponent has access to a Blossoming Blade, right? Blossoming Blade is a problem. I guess there's a lot of things that are a problem here. It's not really gonna be able to work out if I go like this and then go for the Evelynn, right? We could do the Inspiring Light. Let's go for the Evelynn play. Evelynn gives me a blocker. Evelynn gives me a blocker. Yeah, that's the Blossoming Blade that we talked about. Now we actually lose the game because opponent also levels up Irelia. The open attack was never gonna be enough. The open attack was never going to be enough. They always just have everything. They always have everything. So it's how it is when you go against a Azir Irelia. So GG's. That domination actually put in a lot of work. But if that was a Biofeast or Pokestick, that domination will get punished. So GG's. So in this matchup, we'll be going up against Kaisa, Yuumi, Pantheon. So we're back to the faded nonsense. And we get big enough. I need Sculptor or Dawnspeakers. We don't get either. I need Sculptor, Dawnspeaker, or Poppy. So that's 9 cards. We get the Poppy. That's not bad then. Because we have the Rally as well. And we're also attacking on even. So we will be able to do Protege and Poppy on turn 4. Opponent will have to have access to Desert Duel. Which they could. They could have access to Desert Duel. Could be the punish for us to summoning Poppy right away. We can always kill that Mountain Goat next turn by just blocking. That's not a problem. We have the Loading Protege, which becomes an even better blocker. Cool. So now we have a great blocker for the Protege, huh? I mean, sorry. Now we have a great blocker for the Mountain Goat. Opponent just wants to be able to get access to their gem, right? Which, completely fair. Completely fair. Do we ever summon the Poppy here, knowing that she's gonna die to the Desert Duel? And that she's not really doing much anyways, right? What if we just kill this right now? Well, there's no way for us to kill this right now until we do the Concerted Strike. I think we go like this first. That lets me get some nice attack in. We have the Concerted for a big Pantheon later on, or a big Kaisa. Do we do the Inspiring Light right now? I don't know if we do the Inspiring Light right now. I don't like the idea of doing the Inspiring Light right now, because I could potentially do the Rally to kill the White Flame if the opponent messes up. So if the opponent messes up right here, we can literally kill it. Like, that's what I'm talking about. The opponent messes up right here, right? So we go like this, and now we're able to kill the White Flame and the Merciless Hunter with the Rally. Cool. Do we kill this Saga Seeker now while we have the chance? Do we ever kill this Saga Seeker now while we have the chance? I think we do. I think we stop the Faded, because I think the Faded is going to be really bad for our Demacia units, right? The bigger his units get, the worse it is for us. So I'm okay taking that like that. We have Concerted to kill the Kaisa if the opponent goes for a Kaisa play here.
Here's where we make our stand.
Do we even do that though? Or do we just Poppy? Is Kaisa worse than Pantheon? I mean, it's only one Kaisa, right? Two Poppy. But then Poppy still dies next turn to Kaisa. So we might as well do this and call it a day. I'm scared because this means that... Because the second skin actually works, right? As a Pantheon trigger. So by killing Kaisa now before he can do second... I guess he can actually still do it, huh? Yeah, he can still do it. I forgot about that. I forgot about that. He still gets to do it because he doesn't actually need, like, any one target. I think now is when we do Poppy. I think we do the Poppy now and call it a day. We can do the Inspiring Light. Okay. I guess we don't have to do the Inspiring Light anymore. We'll go ahead and just do this. One still needs to trigger Pantheon again, which is very likely that they don't. Okay, I guess they do. He needs to be able to pull this on the open attack, otherwise I think we actually do rally. I like the rally here. If the opponent does an open attack, I like the rally. Sure. Be my guess. Opponent could have the deny. Alright. Well, then that means that they're sacrificing their Merciless Hunter against the Poppy anyways. Yeah. And could have still lost to a sharp side, by the way. Now is when we take... Now is when we have to do the Inspiring Line, because we have no choice. Our hand is like really low value. The problem is that the opponent gets another Faded unit, which means that this guy is going to become really, really big. That's a huge draw.
Don't worry. It's not my first time.
It's going to be a huge draw for later. It's not going to be good now, but it's going to be good if we top deck another unit. But I want to make sure that I have both of them on the field as I do the Inspiring Light. Yeah, that's the Guiding Touch. That's the Faded. Opponent gets to start drawing.
Sun's beneath me and wind's behind me.
We go like this. The idea is that the next unit that we summon is going to be really big, right? We can actually still kill the one, the White Flame. Because opponent really did the Faded trigger. Sure. He could have Shapestone, I guess. But I need to be able to kill this ASAP. Perfect. The next unit that we summon, though, is going to be tagged by the Rolling Sands, which is kind of annoying. And we're really relying on a unit to be able to draw. We don't have... I mean, the spells that we have are all really good, though, except for Sharpsight. Yeah, I was going to say, all the spells that we have are actually not bad, but Sharpsight is not the greatest. We pass. That's actually good for us, because it means that now we can just go ahead and... We have lethal, right? So we can just push for lethal in the open. And there we go. Whew! We got a little bit punished. Ended up not drawing any units, but he ended up working out in the end anyway. So GG's. Hey, welcome back everybody. Hope you enjoyed those games. You can see what I mean. Like, this deck is just very grindy, right? Just very grindy because you just want to set up your Dawnspeaker, set up your Poppy, set up your Evelynn and your Husks, and just start buffing up all your units more and more and more. Something tells me that I probably wouldn't mind playing some more challengers. So I'm thinking something like Screeching Dragon or even Genevieve Elhart might actually be really, really good for this deck. Just because that way you're able to have more challengers that are going to be buffed up because of their big health. Especially Jenny could be really good because she has Scout. So which means that she'll be able to pull two things at once and be able to kind of get value that way. But it's kind of hard for me to see why I will cut for those challengers. Because, you know, we just get so much value from the rest of our cards. Maybe Dawnspeaker is not the call. Maybe we don't play Dawnspeakers and we just commit purely with the Husks and Sculpture combo. You know, still up in the air to see what's the best way to approach it. Maybe Dawnspeakers just a little bit too slow. But anyways, aside from that, I really like this deck. Again, really grindy, which is something that I really, really like. In terms of mulligan, I always want to get my engines. So it's going to be Sculpture, Dawnspeaker, and Poppy. Those are the three cards that I'm hard mulligan for every single game. Sometimes I will keep the Broadwind if I feel like I need it as an early blocker or to have some good value as with the Broadwind is such a good challenger. So yeah, so really you're looking for Sculpture, Dawnspeaker, and Poppy so that you can actually start setting up all your buffs in your board. Anyways, hope you enjoyed this deck. Again, hope you all enjoyed the expansion. Like I mentioned earlier, if you're not following me yet on Twitch at Twitch Sirturmund, we are streaming today, right now, on the new patch. If you like our content, you can also like this video and subscribe to us. We post our videos every single day, especially now with the new expansion out. You can also find us on Discord and Twitter. The links to those are both in the description below. Hope you all enjoyed the expansion. I'll see you all again tomorrow.